Content trends fade, just like fashion trends and even food trends. Do you guys remember when we were all making that whipped coffee? Who does that anymore? It's practically long gone. So what content trends should we be focusing on today?
I see you talking over there, trying not to stare, but you like what you see. Moonwalking on the air, it ain't even fair, so on top of the beat. Better listen up, we about to make it happen. So hot, we burn it up. We just can't get enough. Get down now, have some fun.
All right, now we can get started. The first trend that everybody needs to know that now is the time to implement it is what's called the relaxed style. What does this mean? Basically, for a podcast, it's that casual style that we're seeing where they're sitting down in a living room style, more relaxed. It's not the same thing that we were seeing before when everybody would get ready, dressed up like the corporate style. That's what we're staying away from. In videos, we see this happening by seeing people recording in a natural background. It's no longer a green screen or that office where you had that bookshelf in the back and you perfectly positioned those books that you've probably never even read. That no longer really grabs our attention. It's about making it natural, making it fit in with what you're actually doing. On the contrary of like that glammed up professional, everything to the dot style. Now, I'm gonna explain what this all psychologically means at the end so you can kind of connect it together, because no matter the years, no matter the trends, if we know human psychology and we understand it, we can be ahead. And most importantly, you can be creating content that you know at the end of the day is reaching human. Now, along with that relaxed style is interactive content. And I've always been big on this. I love this term of interactive content and interactive experiences. What you're basically doing is you're getting these viewers off of the sidelines. Think about all the people that you consume that you don't even interact with, you don't even engage with. They have no idea you exist, yet you're always consuming. Now, change that perspective and think about how many people are doing that with your own content. What can you do to get them off of those sidelines and actually interacting and being a part of what you're doing? By the way, these trends that I'm mentioning work for creators just like you and me and brands big and small. So make sure to pay attention. In the past, we did this with things like likes and comments, taking it a step further into DMs. But now, how can we totally take this trend to another level? An example that I've seen these past days that I truly love is how Lindsay Carter is doing it with her Set Active team. So Lindsay Carter is the founder of Set Active, and basically in her stories, super organically, day to day, we can see how she shows each team member. So no matter what question's going on, whether she's showing their Set Active look of the day, where they're just giving their opinions, you see each different team member. So you're making real relationships, real connections with different people. That is how you bring those offline relationships into life, when people can connect, when people can have a real conversation. And that ties us into our next point. Content trend number 3 is incorporating different perspectives. And this is where we're about to get a bit controversial, because everybody says niche down, and yes, while I do think it's important to pick a main pillar for your content, I think it's far more important to incorporate different perspectives of who you are or what your brand is. So don't be afraid to show the rest. Yes, stick to your main content pillar. That is the thing that you should be putting out the most, but don't be afraid to show other angles. Why did I like the approach Lindsay was taking? Each team member, I promise you, Lindsay's audience can connect to each different team member in a different way, because we are all, as humans, finding ways to find relatability. So by her showing a whole line of team members, there's so much to connect and to relate to. When you're doing this for your own personal brand, it's by showing different aspects of what makes you you. Yes, you talk about your main pillar. Yes, you teach or you educate or you entertain, whatever that main pillar is for you, but don't be afraid to add in the things that make you uniquely stand out, because I promise you, if you ask your audience why they follow you, a lot of them will say things you never even imagined. I have even gotten people saying that I'm like their English teacher, because you guys know that I create content in English and Spanish, but mostly on Instagram stories, it's English. So people literally are following along that have seen me from my Spanish YouTube channel, and they like my English, and they're literally, yes, they're getting the value from something they're interested in, but they're also there because they're learning English. I would have never even in a million years imagined that. That's crazy. And the same exact thing is happening to you for the little tiny details. And these are things you can't even imagine, but the more you show, the more open you are with adding in these different perspectives, the better it will get. Now, this next trend is exactly what we're seeing work on platforms like TikTok and even Instagram Reels. And it's the trend of incorporating multiple storylines. This is a lot easier than what it sounds like. Basically, this matcha is good. So it's like the movies where you are following characters, and basically each character has a different storyline. For example, Love is Blind, that we're all super obsessed with. So many storylines are going on, actually way more than what we even see on this TV series, which is why the producers have to cut it down and decide which storylines they actually want to show. So an easy way for you to implement this at home with your own camera, your own phone, your own tripod is to basically do an activity while you talk. On Instagram stories is the best way for you to get practice of this, because you're basically sharing while you can be walking, while you can be cooking, while you can be doing whatever it is that you're doing, but you're sharing something. You can share a story, you can share whatever it is that you're talking about. Once you get better at this, you can start incorporating it, let's say into TikToks, Instagram Reels. That's why you see so many videos going viral, because a lot of stuff is going on, yet it doesn't really seem like a lot of stuff is going on. So for example, you'll see a girl who's sharing a story, and in the meantime, she's doing like her makeup routine. Yet you're stuck because you're watching and you're listening, okay? Keep that in mind. Multiple senses are stuck watching, which therefore makes us watch longer. But now when we pass the page to longer form content, there's a trend right now that we're seeing on multiple platforms that's called passively listening, which means that yes, you're listening, but you're not necessarily watching, but the video format is there. Now, here's where you come in. I personally don't know where I stand with this. I love video format. I also am a big audio listener. That's what I listen to on the go, but I have found this desire and this want to actually watch visual things, like when I'm sitting down having breakfast on YouTube. So I know there's an audience for both, but I think personally we all consume content differently. So I personally like entertainment in audio, and then when I'm actually like getting down knowledge or sitting down videos, I'll watch them like video, but I know other people are vice versa. So which one are you? And I want you to comment audio if you're the person that prefers audio content. I'm gonna be looking at those comments, so leave your comment below. As I quickly mentioned in the beginning, content trends are always changing, just like every other trend. But when you focus on the human psychology behind it, you kind of understand, okay, where are we headed towards, so that you can be on top of the trends, and so that you can make sure no matter what content you're putting out, if you're thinking about these things, at the end of the day, it's going to perform. So remember back to content trend number 1, which was relaxed. Well, the reason why we see us as humans more actively responding to this relaxed style is also because of that relatability. You connect very differently to the news anchor rather than your favorite influencer on a platform. And think about it, news anchors are those people that if you were watching that same exact news channel like people did in the past, day in and day out, you're seeing that face often. So it's not like because of the familiarity aspect. No, you're seeing that face day in and day out, but you connect very, very, very different to this person that is in a corporate, in a professional setting, rather than someone who you're seeing just as often in a relaxed, natural environment. You think of this person as your friend, but the matter of fact is you don't know either of these two people. Content trend number 2, interactive. We get tired very easily, my friends. I do, and you do too. So that means that what was working in the past doesn't work today. I specifically talked about it inside this video where I'm telling you why you should stop selling on Instagram. Hint, hint, it has to do with the fact that we are tired of seeing people sell in the same exact ways that they were selling a year ago, another year ago. We don't want to see that today. You have to think outside the box, and that's all inside that video. So grab a drink and check that one out next. And we all know this, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, that our attention span is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Yes, that's why short videos are rising, but don't shy yourself away from long form content. The way I see it, short form attracts, long form converts. And before you go, don't forget to drop your comment below saying watch or audio, depending on which one you consume the most. I'm gonna be looking out for it. So there you have a quick recap of the latest content trends. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow through Instagram stories for Brekkie of the Day.